first thing is that we created an environment, a soccer environment, that was able to increase this player's resale value or his market value in a short period of time. So I think that that says a lot about what we're doing here, and that's very attractive for a prospective player. He didn't let up at all after the World Cup in his performance. He just kept carrying on game in and game out with very solid performances in the MLS. Capping it off last week with a goal against LA in his last game for the club, potentially.
Is this something that you've been working on for a while, or is it something that happened sort of overnight?
Well, actually, this was one of the first clubs that came in. This was directly after the World Cup. So when you talk about the amount of time it takes to get a deal done, here we are, how many weeks later, and it's finally come to fruition. And then what impressed me the most about it is through all this, he had so many agents calling him every single day and saying, they're wanting a piece of him and offering this club and that club. And he stayed level-headed, and he stayed concentrating on his work here in Columbus. And that's difficult to do. I've been there. It's difficult to remain in the moment. And I think, perhaps one of his best games was last game. And this is when, a swirl of everything. I mean, there was a possibility that he was going to leave last Saturday. And he knew that. But still, to go out and be able to perform, excuse me, go out and be able to perform, it says a lot about him and what type of guy he is.
I saw him yesterday, right after it happened, so he just gave me the biggest smile and said, "Hey, I'm leaving." I'm like, "All right, man, where are you going?" And he was like, "No, I'm leaving. I'm going to Palermo." So we were just really happy for him. Obviously, there's mixed emotions because we didn't want to see him go for our own selfish team reasons, but of course, in the end, we're really glad for him. I'll miss him playing in front of me, but he's been fantastic. Quick stop in his life, and we wish him all the best, and just really proud of him. Yeah, just wishing him the best.
Obviously, everyone's happy for him. Not shock. Everyone knew that, with the performance he had in the World Cup, obviously, team's going to want him, and obviously it's an offer he probably can't turn down. So everyone's happy for him. He's played well. He deserves it.
Yeah, he was obviously one of our best players, and I think we're all happy for him because as a player, he's you always want to shoot for the highest levels and the highest leagues, and I think he really did love this team, but he's off to a bigger club, so it's good for him. I'm always I always try to stay mentally prepared, and tonight coach called me to play and did my best, and take it from there.